what are some of the themes that you think that we should stay away from, at least early on, as we walk through this process, with younger children?
Yeah, I think talking about how someone passed might not be the best area to explore. For example, Ethan, when he was littler and he began to ask how Austin died, and we told him like it was strep throat, he just got really, really sick, buddy, and they couldn't make it better. And then when he got a little bit older, when he would get sick, if he felt really bad, he would be like, I need to go to the hospital. I need to go to the hospital. Like it would make him like, I knew he was processing, like, what if I, get so sick they can't help me? So we have to go to the hospital now. He didn't say all that. So that's the thing to watch out for, I think, with our kids is they're probably not going to say all the things that are going on in there because they can't communicate it, especially toddlers. I think their thoughts are more complex than they can communicate. And so I think the circumstances surrounding what happened, what caused somebody to pass is a good area. Like you got to deal with it a little bit, but a good area to be very careful in to not create some sort of anxiety or trigger for them in terms of that kind of thing. So I think that's definitely one. I think another one is that it's not okay to cry or grieve, especially as a Christian, right? Like it's, and I just said, like, remember, we're not separated forever. We're going to see him again. But I think coming to that too quickly, like you said, pushing him ahead, like telling him it is okay to grieve. It is okay to be sad. It is okay to cry. Cry as long and as hard as you want, and not trying to shut down the grieving process. We do have a hope as Jesus followers. We have that great hope that helps us through grieving, but I would not push that too fast to the front.
Are there any dangers in talking to kids, like saying things like they're in a better place or they're not in pain anymore, or, things like that? Is there a danger in saying those types of things to them?
Oh, that's such a great question. Is there a danger? I'm not sure there's a danger in it, but it is something people say all the time, so they're going to hear it. The thing I think with those kind of things is they aren't actually that helpful. They're like to their hurt, right? Like, and those are all true, right? But when you really think about it, that's not all that helpful. At least it hasn't been to me. And so I find those things not very helpful. And what you're trying to do is help in some way. And so I really think asking them questions is the better way to go. How are you feeling? What are you thinking about when you think about grandma? Like, what do you think she looks like right now? And just let them talk and let them ask questions, and ask questions of them are way better than some of those cliched sayings we use. And I would just encourage people to stop using them. Honestly, as a grieving mom, just stop, like we should all just stop saying those things. And there's some that are also not biblically true, right? So watch out for those things. We're told a lot of things, or people will say to them, like even in a grocery store, even at church, in your neighborhood, they will say things that are biblically not true. And that's, that's hard to deal with too. And so there's lots out there to step on and landmines, but I think going back to the Word of God and going back to God and being prayerful and intentional will help you navigate those, because they're definitely going to hear those things. They're going to hear all of those things. And my least favorite is that they're an angel. Now you have an angel watching over you. Not my grandma. Like, she's actually not an angel. Because people say that to grieving moms all the time, and to Ethan. They'd be like, oh, your big brother, he's now your angel watching over you. And I always have to be like, wait till we get in the car and go, okay, that's actually not true, buddy. I mean, we don't know if they can see us or not, there's so many things, but seek the Word of God, seek the wisdom of God and the discernment of God on how to navigate those kind of weird areas of what we don't know for sure. And I think that's okay too. It's okay to say, you know, buddy, we don't actually know. Like, I don't actually know what our bodies are going to look like. There's some hints, but I don't actually know for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those are probably just some of like the misconceptions, right? And again, especially like for believers, you know, I've heard that also many times, like, oh, you know, you have an angel looking down on you or always being with you. I'm just like, I don't think so.
It's not what angels are.
Yeah, that's really not how it works. We're different from the angels, like on purpose. Like God did that on purpose, right? So he's not going to change it when we get up to heaven and turn us into angels. Like that's not the idea. Yeah. So I think, there's some tough questions there, you know, about, and kids especially are so visual. What will our bodies look like? You know, you're going to get some of those questions, and, you know, circling back to the Word of God is always a good idea. Always a good idea.